What's going on, you guys? Cameron here with another video. So today I just want to do like the 5 hardcore features that I wish FileMaker would come out with. As a developer for not only FileMaker, but I do dabble in Xcode and building my own App Store apps for iOS between Mac, iOS, and iPad. And watchOS as well, which is pretty cool. I've been playing with that a lot too, considering they opened up that App Store for watchOS only, for like a watchOS App Store specifically for the watch, which is pretty cool. And developing Xcode is actually getting a lot easier with this new Swift UI they're introducing. It's not as easy as FileMaker, don't get me wrong there. There's a lot more to learn. It takes longer to program. It does take longer to launch. But if you do that hard stuff, then once you get a project complete, the benefits are a lot easier as far as getting it in the hands of customers. FileMaker, on the other hand, is kind of like that other way around, where it's very easy to develop, but it's very hard to get your solution to market. The FileMaker wants to review it just like Apple wants to review your app. The way of getting to that point is a little bit harder. You have to communicate with someone from Claris. You have to email back and forth, make sure your stuff's right. There's no like update process as far as like having a user interface where you can have your own account, log in, and view how the status is going. On my screen here, you can see here we have so also I'm on a Windows today. My MacBook battery is starting to swell, so there's something wrong with that, and my MacBook charger and charger port are all messed up. Like they're sparking and it's like overheating. So I took it to Apple yesterday, and now I got to use a Windows computer for about a week until they fix it. So I'm going to jump here to Chrome, and I'm going to go to Apple. So this is the Apple developer dashboard, where when you're an Apple developer, you sign on, and you can do some interesting things as far as launching an app. So we got logged in here. We got signed in again. I'm just going to show you what this console looks like. This account doesn't have, this is my personal account, so I'm not going to have any apps on this account because it's my personal one. A lot of the apps that I do work on for iOS is like, it's an extension of FileMaker for businesses that I develop for. So App Store Connect is this place where you would go and view the apps that you have on the App Store. Now, considering Claris is the sister company of Apple, you would think that they would be combining what Apple has really done in this environment of distributing apps and bring it in-house to Claris. So things like this. So my first feature would be like the Apple Developer Program / FileMaker App Store. So I know they have FileMaker Marketplace, but it's not really a marketplace where you go there and purchase an app or download a free app and then you're just able to use it out the gate. There's a lot of friction. There's a lot of friction as far as what you got to do in order to get that app to work after you go through many different channels of like, oh, FileMaker Marketplace. Oh, the person that developed the app's website. Oh, now I create an account there. Oh, I get an email. Oh, I download the app now. Oh, I need FileMaker. Unless it's an SBA program. There's just so much up and down friction there with a FileMaker Database purchase. With Apple here, you have this App Store Connect. This is where a developer would have like my apps here. They would publish these apps. You can actually see it, and the server was one of my publications for version 1. But this would say, so like the App Store connector, you can click add an app. And what we can do here is if FileMaker did this, it'd be like add a FileMaker database. So you do new app and you give it your name and the platforms that that app is used for. That's where FileMaker Desktop, Go, WebDirect, etc. That's how they can structure it. So I just think a better, and analytics, we would be able to like see, okay, where's our app being downloaded the most? Where is our app having some downturn effects as far as usage? More reporting, user accounts, more structuring of licenses. It'd be a lot easier to do this. And this is what I'm not really understanding, and how, like, okay, Apple has this massive app store, which means they have servers that are hosting these apps. Not going to say that like every app on the App Store is hosted by Apple, because you have like you have those Google, like FireCloud, I believe, or you have Amazon Web Server. So there's a lot of other servers out there where that they can handle the traffic as far as users and purchases and all that stuff. But most of it's done through Apple. So that's number one feature that I would love to see with FileMaker, is a dedicated App Store version for business meaning FileMaker. So if FileMaker created this App Store Connect, or FileMaker App Store Connect, I think that'd be very beneficial to them, because it makes it easier for us developers to like, oh, okay, there's this many people connecting to FileMaker App Store per month, per year. And like, it would encourage more FileMaker developers to make more apps, because now, instead of FileMaker pushing this narrative of, yes, it's custom, but it's more so of having more ready-made apps that they can download, kind of like this add-on feature that they're talking about, where you can go on the App Store now and get an app for almost anything. We need that with FileMaker, considering how easy of use is it. But it's an extension of that, because downloading an app from the App Store right now, you can't just download an app and say, okay, let me contact this developer. Hey, I want this feature just for me. You can do it, but good luck getting that to happen. FileMaker, on the other hand, if you're a business and you find like the best construction app on the FileMaker App Store and you decide to download that, then you can contact the developer, and that developer could intentionally build an app specifically for you based off of that foundation app, because it's so easy to develop in FileMaker. So that's feature number one that I would like to see. Feature number two that I like to see is FileMaker Symbols. So the cool thing with Apple Developer here, excuse me, is they have this SF Symbols, which is their San Francisco font. So they have like SF Pro, Compact, Light, and basically they've made symbols that are backed by the font. And right now, FM Symbols is an app that you download, and it has hundreds and hundreds of fonts that are designed specifically to work with the size font that you use, SF Pro. They talk about how, we can jump into here. So all these different types of symbols. And the cool thing, the reason why they did this is because they wanted to create a more consistent user interface across all their devices. So that's why they invested heavily in designing and creating these symbols, so that it makes it easier for us developers to intuitively create a design that flows with the product and flows with the hardware and software of iOS. Considering Claris being an Apple backed company, you would think a lot of this design integration would be flowing through them. So this is one thing that I would like to see, because right now it's almost impossible to use the FM symbols, because the way that they market the Apple markets FM symbols is that it's just drag and drop. Oh, you want this one? You're going to copy it, and then you're going to paste it in your design app or your iOS app. And I believe actually most of these symbols are hard-coded into Xcode. So when you're typing, oh, I want the star symbol, it's like it's like the symbol dot star or symbol dot calendar plane, and these symbols would pop up in your app, especially with the new Swift UI feature that they're coming out with, which is pretty cool. So I really think Claris needs to work on getting the SF Symbols app to work natively within FileMaker Pro. Now, moving on to feature number 3 that I would like to see is a more interactive code editor. So let's close this down and let's jump into FileMaker here. So let's just do create new. I really have never really used FileMaker on a Windows computer, so all my computer files are all jacked up now. So I'm going to do like a code editor. Alright, so this popped up, which we don't really need because we're just going to go to the script workspace. Okay, so the biggest thing that I would like to see in a more interactive code editor is usually like in Xcode or like Visual Studios. When you're programming in a regular coding environment, it memorizes the things that you've set in place beforehand. So the most common use for the script editor is creating. Why can't I edit in this? Interesting. Okay, so the most common use case of a script function is a variable. So you do set variable, and then when you set this variable, you're going to give it a value and a name. So I'm just going to say, let's just do FileMaker. The value is, let's just say 100. So we're giving this variable FileMaker the value of 100. Now, let's say we wanted to show a custom dialog box, and this custom dialog box it has a title. Just play with this, hello world. Now, when we go to specify the message, we're specifying a calculation now. So the cool thing here is FileMaker, well, we need to do quotations. FileMaker should show a list of variables in my current active script. What I mean by that is that right now I'm in this script, new script, and I set a variable as the first step. The second step is show a custom dialog box, and my specify calculation within this message is showing my message, but it should also be interactive with my script editor, meaning that as soon as I do shift 4 here to bring up my $, as soon as I type the $, I should get a drop down list of all known variables, either local variables in the current script I'm in or global variables when I do $. And this is where you can like start using the arrow key, going down, 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 tab, bam, your variable's in. So, because right now you have to do a lot of memorization and copying and pasting based off like, oh, what was the variable name there? Like, what did I copy? It's not very interactive, especially for programmers, or it just seems more intuitive that way, because someone that doesn't know how to code, you know that the variable starts with a $, so it'd be more interactive if I typed a $, and my variables came up. So that's feature number 3, a more interactive code editor. Another plus would be, let's see, script. I don't know if you can even do it in Windows, I believe. The next thing I was going to say was the color, but I don't even think Windows has color. It doesn't even look like they have color. Yeah, the script editor in Mac has different colorization, especially for like set variable, variable name, and show custom dialog, like set field. Okay, so there's a little bit of color there. So this color here, you should be able to edit these colors. I know in Mac you're able to edit these. And I know for the fact that you can't edit using a plugin, because the Monkey Bread software that I use on Mac, I'm able to colorize almost every single element of the FileMaker code editor with his plugin. It's not easy to use, but I've also read that that plugin does not work on Windows because he cannot figure out how to get the plugin to work on Windows code editor. So that's another thing, colorizing, more customized colorizations, or create more colorization themes, especially for dark mode, because Mac OS FileMaker dark mode is just felt rushed. It didn't feel like it was completely polished before launch, especially in the code editor. You cannot see shit in that code editor. So there's that. So we're going to review it out. So that was feature number 3 that I would like to see. Number 4 is animations. Let's see what we got here. Okay, right there. So it'd be cool if FileMaker created a more interactive way for us developers to create these animations. And animations and the fluidness of design is a big aspect of Apple and iOS. It's stuff that you just do not notice off the bat. And it's this UI trend of like knowing the navigation of where something went and where it's coming back from. So when you click, if you're like in the Mails app on your iOS iPhone, and you see a list of emails, when you click on an email, your mail slides in from the right, so it goes from right to left, and it's an animation. It's a fluid flow of information coming in. Now, when you swipe from left to right, or you click the back button, that information is sliding left to right as it came in. So it came in from the right, and it's leaving through the right. So it's this fluidness of information and user interaction. And these are like basically, they're animations to a certain point, because also what most people don't notice is that this intuitiveness of when you're opening up an app, your app opens up from top to bottom. So it's like this fluidness of it opening up, and it stretches to the top fast and it stretches to the bottom, which is really unique. And when you close the app, it's stretching more from the bottom to the top and compressing back down. And it's this fluid openness and motion and closingness that this animation is something that people really, it's how we use tools, and this fluid motion and how something's supposed to work. And it's a big push from Apple and how they educate the users on this. You can actually see here on screen that it's not a big animation, it's just popping up. But when this window is a certain size, we lose a button in our nav bar here. But as we grow the window, we get a new button that pops up. It just comes out of nowhere. As we stretch a little farther, we see the search bar pop up. It comes out of nowhere. So this idea of more animations as far as with our buttons, with our fields, transitioning between screens, especially that swipe when you're in a new window, you can swipe from the left side of the screen to the right, and it takes you back to where you were, which is pretty unique. And then there's the FileMaker add-ons. FileMaker add-ons. So if we go to Edit Layout and we go to Add-ons and we do Add New Add-on, we have all these cool little add-ons we can add. And over here, is we get an add-on an add-on view preview of what it looks like. We get some descriptions created by, tables, layouts, and the scripts that come with it. Tables, layouts, and scripts are part of the add-on that you create, which is good. But the created by, the title, the name and description, and the features and stuff like that, when you create your own add-on, this is not easily edited. You cannot just it's not like the process of creating an add-on. So when you click generate an add-on, you should get a dialog box saying, hey, what do you want the title of this add-on to be? What's the description? Who is it created by? Add a preview photo of what this add-on looks like. It should be that simple. I shouldn't have to go edit code, especially if they want more and more users to create these add-ons to make more fluid apps. It needs to be a quick process. There cannot be friction in this stuff. So that's feature number 5 that I would love to see from FileMaker to really improve. Creating add-ons I can do, but when it goes to editing my information of the add-ons, it's a very big nightmare, and I'm having a hard time doing it. I'm getting more fluid with it, but it's taken me quite a long time to figure it out. But that's just me. Everyone's different. That's 5 features that I would like to see from FileMaker and Claris. The biggest one out of all 5 would have to be the distribution of app stores, and it's an extension of this because it can go towards the add-on phase, like the add-on app store, FileMaker App Store, and more developers. They would actually increase some revenue by creating this develop. They already have the FileMaker Developer subscription, but all you're getting is the iOS SDK, the data migration tool, and this new upgrade tool, which they've also made mention that they're restructuring the FileMaker Developer program. I don't remember if they're getting rid of it or if they're just removing features from it, but those are some things to look at as too. So that's just my 2 cents on this issue. Not so much issue, but the friction of FileMaker and how I would like to see it improved. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.